perspective. I love when they do that.
Yeah, but we got a bantamweight matchup between Raoni Barcelos, who is 16-1 and is the minus 220 favorite, going up against Timur Valiev, who is 17-2 and is the plus 180 underdog. What do you see in this matchup?
I mean, when it comes to two guys who are going to stand there and bang, this is a great addition to this main card. Two guys who are coming in world class strikers, in my opinion. Barcelos is coming in riding a 9-fight win streak and is coming off a dominant win against Khalid Taha. Timur is coming in on a 7-fight win streak and is coming off and is looking to capitalize on his hot streak. Both of these fighters have great stand up, which I expect to be showcased during this fight. Barcelos, however, has the advantage in wrestling, counterpunching, submission power, and has a better gas tank, which I think will pay dividends in this fight. So, quickly put, this is going to be a third-round TKO by Hanoi Barcelos.
Raoni Barcelos.
All right, Raoni Barcelos. Thank you. Usually, I'm the one correcting you. I'm going to go Barcelos by third-round TKO. Just because that gas tank's going to give up on Valiev.
And first, we got Raoni Barcelos. He is fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He's 34 years old, 135 pounds, 5'7", with a 67-inch reach, and then he fights out Rizzo RVT Gym. Then you got Timur Valiev, who is fighting out of Moscow, Russia. He's 31 years old, 145 pounds, 5'6", with a 67-inch reach. And then he fights out Dag Fighter Gym and then Jackson Wink MMA Gym, which is a pretty interesting combo choices for gyms. But first you got Barcelos. He is very light on the feet and he has good movement. He tends to fight on his front foot the majority of the time. He's not afraid to be taken down. He likes to use feints to disguise his takedown entries, and he likes to strike in and out of range. He has good head movement and uses good timing. He has a good calf kick. He needs to limit the damage he takes in. He has very good wrestling, and he likes to set his takedowns up in advance. He thinks ahead of time. He likes to take his opponent's back, and then he has very good cardio, and he has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Then you got Valiev, who is very good at controlling the pace and has good movement. He's always thinking of the next shot ahead and throws a lot of feints to gauge his opponent. He throws a lot of kicks and has great technique. He throws body kicks to southpaws and tends to get caught at times since he doesn't strike too much. He uses his boxing to get out of range so he isn't too predictable, and he has very good takedowns and is aggressive. He has that Khabib mindset where they know how to use the cage and keep the opponent down on the ground. And he has great cardio and pushes the pace. This is probably the most tough fight for me to dictate and to just dissect because they have so many things going for them. And that's why they're both basically unbeaten in the last 5 fights because they both have advantages, more advantages than cons. They both have takedowns. They both like to throw kicks, and they both have very good cardio. But in this matchup, I feel like with the disguising, that's the big thing in this matchup, I think, is the disguising of what you're going to do. And I feel like Barcelos is going to have that on his side. I think they're both going to be trading takedowns, and I believe Valiev is going to be a big matchup for him. But I just feel like the power is going to be on Barcelos' side. Whereas Valiev, he's gonna be content with the takedowns and just trying to wear him out and keep him on the ground as where he's trained at the Dag Fighter Gym. That's what they're probably trained at because I believe he's from Dagestan. So I feel like Barcelos is going to keep the fight on the feet, use all that, and I'm going out on a limb. I'm going second round knockout by Barcelos.
Okay, so we're both on the same limb. Mine's just a little higher with the third round.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens with Valiev because his last fight he looked really good. He fought Martin Day, dominant performance, but that was at featherweight. So he's looked very good, 10 pounds heavier, and now he's dropping 10 pounds, which could we've seen it before with Khabib. When he gets on that scale, he looks drained. But then he goes, Khabib's a whole other animal. I don't know why I
Yeah,
brought him up. But who knows what that weight cut's going to be like going, when you're comfortable at 145, now you're dropping down to 135 again.
and then he might lose some of that, some power.
Yeah.
He might gain speed, but he might lose power. And then Barcelos has power in that division, so that's going to be a thing to look into because
Yeah.
of everything that they both do. I just feel like in this matchup, I really like Barcelos. He disguises the takedown, and then just his movement. He has movement and timing. That's
Yeah.
going to be key. And then the calf kicks. He's
Yeah.
gonna be more accurate, and he might even have a lot more volume on his side. Whereas Valiev is going to be all about the takedowns.
Yeah, Barcelos really moves his head very well.
Yes.
Like he doesn't absorb a lot of strikes, throws a good amount, but doesn't take a lot of damage. So yeah, this was when you say hard, this one was pretty good, easy for me, just because I'm a big proponent of like the weight cut, right? I've talked about it, I think, on every podcast we've done. So if you're dropping down and you look good at a weight class, you're dropping down. I don't know, it could be dangerous.
Yep.